Good morning to our followers in the diaspora. And good morning to Liberia. This is how we welcome you to another beautiful edition of today's paper. And of course, it's a cool Wednesday morning. And I'm opportune to have here with me Mrs.
Grace Williams Joshua.
So this program comes your way every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. As usual, we digest all of the information making news in the print media. So today we feature 5 local dailies. And from my end, I have the Front Page Africa and the New Democrat newspaper.
And from my end, I have the Daily Observer, I have the Inquirer newspaper, and I have the In Profile Daily newspaper.
And so quickly, let's look at the front page of the Front Page Africa. And it says volume 17, number 126 of today's edition, July 5th, 2023. This paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. And so the first headline here on the Front Page Africa reads, Budget amendments on hold. I go over it. It says budget amendments on hold. Certainly, we are going to go into that story and see what kind of budget amendments they are talking about there. But before going there, let's take a look at the last story for the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. And it says, behind the US dollar 65 million IDA loan. Beyond the US dollar 65 million IDA loan. Turning over to the back page of the Front Page Africa, it usually talks about sports. And this one here says, local named Lone Star Chin team captain. So if you are following this live video, please share the live video. Invite a friend to be a part of this paper. Invite a friend to come and make their own part of contribution. So let's take a look at this story on the front page of the Front Page Africa. And it says beyond the US dollar 65 million IDA loan. Let's just get a gist of it. Just a gist. And then you can buy the paper for 40 Liberian dollars and continue the reading of this story. So it says, as the government of Liberia sought swift ratification of the US dollar 65 million financing agreement with the International Development Association, it faced mounting pressure from the legislature to justify the deal. Initially, the government presented the funds as initial budgetary support falling under the revenue generation category in the 2023 budget. However, some lawmakers expressed concern about the timing of the concession, but feared that rejecting the agreement would lead to a significant shortfall US dollar 65 million, in addition to the already projected US dollar 44 million budget deficit. In response to these apprehensions, certain lawmakers convinced their colleagues that refusing to ratify the financing agreement could have disastrous consequences for the government, potentially causing a complete collapse. And here it says, under pillar number 2 of the loan financing agreement, the donors established public sector transparency and accountability as one of the conditions. In order to fulfill this requirement, Liberia was obligated to enact the amended and restated act that established the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission on July 22nd, 2022. This act granted direct power to the LACC to place all administrative aspects of asset declaration and verification under the authority of the commission. And so that does it for the front page of the Front Page Africa. You can continue the reading if you just buy the paper for $40 Liberian. Or better still, you log on to www.frontpageafricaonline.com. And my name is Liberia-VOL. Just got done with the Front Page Africa. I now turn over to Grace Williams Joshua for our first paper she has for us.
Thank you very much, Samira, and I'm happy this morning once more to be here on this program, the paper on Voice of Liberia 104.1. My name is Grace Williams Joshua, and today I'm looking at the top story on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. So I take this one written here in red. It reads, Resignation or treachery? Resignation or trickery? That is a question asked here, and I see the photo of President George Weah and John J. Bakpa, the former superintendent of Grand Bassa County. Then read on it said, as Williams replaced Bakpa in Grand Bassa County. That's a big one here. They said, May UNDP train county council to boost fiscal decentralization. This is another top story here on the Inquirer newspaper. May UNDP train county council to boost fiscal decentralization. Get yourself a copy of the front page of the Inquirer newspaper, and read. Today is the 5th day of July 2023, and this is volume 33, page 105, and it's sold for $40 Liberian. Get yourself a copy and follow this story. Another top story here on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper says, Gloria Scott's request for bail suffers setback. I think that is again, Gloria Scott request for bail suffers setback. That is a big story here. You get yourself a copy of the Inquirer paper to follow that story. Another one here say, in UP, US 200,000 rental case, George P. Barrett ruling gets hiccup. Wow, that's a big one. So at the back of the Inquirer newspaper, I have the legislators receive over US 700 million recast budget. Gender quota implementation concerns NEC. I see the photo here of participants from political parties at the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. I also see Samuel Tuer, Minister Samuel Tuer, photo here. Finance Minister Samuel Tuer is here at the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. Also at the back of the Inquirer newspaper, I have this story that reads, flood overpower resident in Pinsville. So I'll bring you a catchy story here on Councillor Gloria Musu-Scott case from the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Say, Gloria Scott's request for bail suffers setback. They said the criminal court yesterday denied a motion to replace defendant Gloria Musu-Scott and 3 others members of the family on bail. The defendants were all charged with many offenses, including murder, a first-degree felony in the death of Councillor Scott's niece, Charlotte Musu. In his ruling, Judge Roosevelt Willie on July 4th said, the law says all persons, the law do not distinguish as to who should be bailed when they commit a grave or capital offense. Earlier, the defendant's lawyer argued that Musu Scott should be placed Okay, get yourself a copy. The story continues on the page 10 of the Inquirer newspaper. Okay, I think I want to take one more from the front page of the Inquirer newspaper before going over to Samira. I want to do a story on as well as replace backpack from Grand Bassa County. This is a story on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. They say with barely 3 months to the national election, President George Manneh Weah continued to make appointments in government, giving way to his allies to contest seat to be vacated soon in the legislatures, which clearly ignore his own amendment to the Code of Conduct. Part V of the Code of Conduct states restriction for government official appointment by the president who are decided to contest in any electoral process, but this instrument has been repeatedly disrespected by the CDC-led government. That is at the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. You get yourself a copy and be a part of training issues in and around Liberia. I'll go over to Samira for the continuation of this program. Thank you.
Okay, so Grace, you can continue with the next paper there.
Okay, I have the In Profile Daily here. The front page of the In Profile Daily reads, Zogos in Mangibi feel betrayed. I see the photo of this disenchanted youth here. I will just show you, if you are following us on Facebook, the photo of the disenchanted youth across Mangibi County. They are all posted here. You see for yourself. So get yourself a copy to read this story. We are urged stronger Liberia. Israel Tad. That's a very, very good one. We are urged stronger Liberia, Israel Tad. Get yourself a copy and follow that story. Grand Bassa District 1 endorses Conglo bid. At the back here of the In Profile Daily, this paper is sold for only 40 Liberian dollar. This is volume 15, number 160. This is the In Profile Daily. So you get yourself a copy and follow. At the back page, it says, India commence visa insurance in Liberia. If you're wanting to travel to India, this is a boost for you. Now, Liberia is offering the visa to go to India. So if you are desiring to travel for school, business, whatever, you get yourself a copy of this paper and see how the process is done. Executive Order number 120 issued. Wow, I see the photo of His Excellency President George Manneh Weah here, seated on the back page of the In Profile Daily. Gave President Weah chance. I'm calling him, so you yourself get yourself a copy of this paper to know who's speaking. I will just show you a hint of him. He's standing here in a nice coat suit. I think he's from Nima County though. That's a gist. He said you should give President Weah chance with 3 exclamation mark. That is a very, very catchy one. What we should give President Weah chance to? Get yourself a copy of the paper and know what's in it. May train county council to boost fiscal decentralization. May trains county council to boost fiscal decentralization. This is
I'm not doing it. You can get just a little.
okay. Grand Bassa County Electoral District number 1 has endorsed the presidential and representative bill of both Tewon Gonglo and Marco Loje Depot in the upcoming October presidential and legislative pool. The ceremony was held recently at German Camp on Camp Meglin in Compound, where residents of the town and surrounding villages did their endorsement on Sunday, July 2nd, during an elaborate program. Get yourself a copy of that. You said gist. So get yourself a copy of that paper and go into that story. Okay, that's it for the In Profile Daily here for today on the paper. I have one more. I think we'll come back, right?
Yes,
From you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And so next on my end, I have the Democrat newspaper. And on top of the Democrat newspaper, it says towards the achievement of social justice. It says the New Democrat. And this says volume 29, number 90 of today's edition. Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. This paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. The first headlines on the New Democrat newspaper front page reads, Councillor Scott's bill denied again. And I go over it. It says Councillor Scott's bill denied again. And here you can see a photo of the former Chief Justice in person of Gloria Musu Scott. She's wearing a purple lacquer suit with a black hair tie. The last headline for the New Democrat newspaper front page reads, Criminal Court C requests Foreign Ministry to facilitate return of Indian defendant for prosecution. The Criminal Court C requests Foreign Ministry to facilitate return of Indian defendant for prosecution. And here you see a footage of the defendant. He's wearing black gown with a white t-shirt under it. But if you are watching our live on Facebook, you can take a look at the front page of the New Democrat newspaper. Okay, turning over to the back page. It says pay their US 180,000 or go to jail. So what are they talking about there? It says pay the US 180,000 or go to jail. Court orders Unity Party funds. That's a big story right there. But coming down, it says it's a real big one. It says Ambassador McCarthy presses CDC government. I go over it. Ambassador McCarthy presses CDC government. As we all know, this person, he doesn't even go wrong on his words when it comes to Liberia. When Liberia is doing bad, definitely going to say it out there. But today it says Ambassador McCarthy presses CDC government. And I think this press came from the Independent that was held yesterday. Yesterday was America's Independent Day. Grace, are you there?
Yes.
Yesterday was their Independence Day. It says Ambassador McCarthy presses CDC government. But we are going to go into that and see what he was talking about. But let's take a look at this story here about our Councillor Scott bill being denied again. As we all know, this is a very big story. We have been following it since our Chala Musu passed February 22nd, 2023. This story has been going on and we all have been following it. We have been discussing it on this radio. But again, it says Councillor Scott bill denied. So we are going to see, get a gist of it and see what it has for us. Then you can buy the paper for 40 Liberian dollars and be able to get the whole story. So it reads, the Criminal Court A of the Temple of Justice has dismissed a motion filed by the former Chief Justice, Gloria Musu Scott's legal team to release her on bail from the Monrovia Central Prison, following their arrest and detention over 2 weeks while they are facing murder crime, among others. It followed an intense legal debate involving some of Liberia's best and brightest lawyers representing the interests of the state and the defendants. In court chamber yesterday, June 4, The former Chief Justice Court joined her legal team to pray for the motion of bail and motion of discovery of evidence to be granted while the trial is ongoing. During the defense argument, Musu's court lawyers prayed to the court for the client to be placed on personal reconnaissance because she is a state woman who served as former Chief Justice, former Justice Minister, former Senator, and Counselor at Law. You can buy the New Democrats paper for $40 Liberian, and then you'll be able to read the whole story. But before going into our editorial for the day, let's now turn over to my colleague in studio for our next paper.
Thank you, Samira. This is the Daily Observer. Councilor Scott suffered blows in murder case. This is a serious one. Get yourself a copy of this paper to know what is on it. I also read Local Government Act in no community organization. The Local Government Act in no community organization. Wow, this is a big one. At the back page of the Daily Observer, I have government is a place to serve, not to steal. LPP Gonglo says. I take that again, Samira. I hope you're following. Government is a place to serve, not to steal. LPP Gonglo says. NECVR process a success. NECVR process a success. This is a very, very huge one. So I go back at the front of the Daily Observer to bring you that story. In a significant blow to Liberia economy, President George Weah has admitted that the country who experienced a budget shortfall of US 23 billion. That's a huge one. Samira, this story we have to look at it. I take that again. In a significant blow to Liberia economy, President George Weah has admitted that the country who experienced a budget shortfall of US 23 million. The president, Amishan Khan, as he requested the House of Representatives to recast the budget from its approved amount of US 782 million to US 759.4 million with a variance of US 23.5 million. According to Weah, the shortfall represents 3.5% of the total projected domestic. So get yourself, it did not complete, so get yourself a copy of this paper. Go on page 10 to continue what the president was saying. Why would the budget suffer an immense loss of 3.5%? That is 23.5 million in total this year. So get yourself a copy of this paper to follow the 2023 fiscal budget. So I want to do you, I think Samara already did this from Councilor Scott case. So I go at the back page of the Daily Observer and bring you something about Tewon Gonglo. He's seated here. I see him seated with his vice president. They are well seated. Let's see what he says. Councilor Tewon Gonglo, the political leader of the Liberian People's Party, LPP, has claimed that corruption is the primary reason why the country has not developed. Gonglo, who is a rising political star, cited the lawmaker allocation of US 30K for district development, which he said is usually pocketed and not used for its internal purpose. Gonglos believe that the actions of the lawmaker directly contravene the purpose of government, which is to serve people and not engage in corruption. The only poverty we have here is leadership. We need to change that to bring in good people into leadership, says Gonglo at an endorsement of his presidency in Germantown, Grand Bassa County. So, Daily Observer talking from another angle. Now, reading Improva talk about the actual form in which the people of District Number 1 Grand Bassa County endorses bungalow ticket. But this paper is talking about, I think that headline again, government is a place to serve, not to steal. So, Councillor Gongo is here. You can get yourself a copy of this paper and see what he's saying in detail. So that's it for the Daily Observer. I'll turn over to you for your own electoral before I bring you my electoral. Thank you.
And so the editorial for the front page Africa newspaper reads, a tragic incident involving the killing of 30-year-old Chala Musu at the residence of former Chief Justice Gloria Musu's court in February this year has raised serious concerns about the dispensation of justice in Liberia. From the onset, there have been allegations, counter-allegations, and prevailing motion that the case is politically motivated. Such perceptions not only undermine the credibility of judicial system, but also obstruct the path of justice for the victim and her family. That's just a little of the editorial from the front page Africa. Now let's take the editorial from the New Democrat newspaper. And this editorial here says, who should you vote for? With a question mark. I repeat, who should you vote for? That's the editorial from the New Democrat newspaper. It says, Liberians vote for their next president and lawmakers this October. It will be their fourth election since the end of the Civil War in 2003. The elections come as many believe that only a leader who has the interests of the people at heart, who does not assemble public funds, and who understands the pain that the rising cost of living is inflicting on the people, who will be able to envision a great country and strive to tackle the worsening inflationary problems confronting the nation. In other words, they believe that Liberia's survival and continued existence depend on the outcome of the ensuing general elections expected to mark Liberia's democracy with peaceful transfer of power that were absent for decades. So that's a little from the editorial. Yeah, that's the New Democrat newspaper. Let's now turn over to Makoliki Studio for two papers editorials, and then we will get into our discussion for today.
Thank you very much. I will bring you the editorial of the Empire newspaper first. I will start reading on McCarthy, a memorable farewell. I'll read that. They say, recently, America reaffirmed its commitment to support Liberia progress, including the upcoming presidential and legislative elections stated for October, with emphasis on the strong and enduring partnership between the two nations. Commemorating America's 247th independence anniversary, Ambassador McCarthy said, though his tenure of service in Liberia comes to an end, his reflections of the United States pride itself in Liberia's achievement and their bilateral relationship include the potential of Liberia's future. McCarthy projected that Liberia can have a bright future if it so choosing, but that will require substantial follow-through on important issues including peaceful elections, which are expected. Within then less than 100 days, and the American diplomat reminded us that it is with this continued commitment and collaboration that Liberia now has the power to emerge stronger and more prosperous than ever before as a developed and democratic nation. So that's it for the Inquirer. I want to bring you the editorial of the Daily Observer. I don't know if I should take in profile. Samira, what you think?
Just do the Daily Observer and then we will continue from there.
Okay. So let's look for the editorial here. I'm not seeing this here, so let's get to the in profile. Daily. Okay, I'm bringing you this one from the in profile daily. It's about Councillor Gloria Musu Scott and involvement with Chala Musu case. One of Liberia's renowned lawyer. I think you read that, Samira, from the editorial.
Yes,
So I'll just bring you one line from this for us to know what in profile daily is saying about this. They say one of Liberia's renowned lawyer, Councillor Gloria Musu Scott, is currently a temporary resident of the Monrovia Central Prison, known as Saw Beach, close to the Atlantic Ocean, all because she is linked to the death of her relative, Charlotte Musu.
I was asked how you press on that one.
No, you know, the way the people can call Saw Beach a death sentence, you know.
Monrovia Central Prison. You was like,
yeah, you know, she's a resident of the Central Prison because when the people finish describing Saw Beach for you, you won't go there.
Just like death zone.
Yeah.
But with that, we will take a short break and be right back and do our discussion for today.
Thank you, Samra.
So welcome back. This is Voice of Liberia 104.1. We are located at Concordown Capital Bypass. Excuse me, we are located at Capital Bypass. If you are following our live video, please share, invite a friend to participate, to be a part of this broadcast. This is the program Today's Paper with Samiria Mola and Grace Williams Joshua. This paper discusses all of the information in the print media. And this program comes your way every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 10:30, and it runs up to 12 noon. So if you are listening, don't tune away, keep listening. If you are watching, share the video, invite a friend to watch with you and be a part of this program. So Grace, today our discussion for the day, just before opening the phone lines, we will be discussing a story on the New Democrat newspaper back page, and it says Ambassador McCarthy praises CDC government. That's our story for the day. I think you followed the independence in America yesterday. Yesterday was their Independence Day. It was their 247th independence anniversary yesterday. And Ambassador McCarthy made a speech on the independence yesterday. But let's take a look at it here from the New Democrat newspaper. Just give a gist of it before going into today's discussion. It says, outgoing United States Ambassador Michael McCarthy has lauded President George Weah administration for standing with America in condemning Russia's unprovoked war on Ukraine, making remarks at the event marking the commemoration of the United States' 247th independence anniversary. Ambassador McCarthy said, first, I would like to recognize President Weah's administration for Liberia's principles, and I have an unwavering stand against the unprovoked attack by Russia on Ukraine and Liberia's position in defense of the Muslim minority in one of the world's most populous nations. I urge you to continue to support the freedom of the oppressed against this sort of aggression. With just 2 weeks before his departure, Ambassador McCarthy, who does not shy away from flagging out Liberian government's shortcomings, lauded Weah-led government as he outlined some of its achievements. I also admire the administration's efforts to work with the legislature further strengthening the freedom of the press. Una societies with encourage Una societies with courage and maturity allow opposition figures to voice out their dissent, especially during an election year. I'm well aware that all too many countries do not protect press freedom. And that was McCarthy's statement. That was Ambassador McCarthy's statement, Malcolm McCarthy. And the paper said that he will be leaving within 2 weeks. But before his departure, he praised the CDC-led government.
Praising the CDC-led government is one thing, and looking at the promises President we have made to Liberian people is another thing.
Yeah, that's another part of it. But before going that sad, we'll be talking about some of the things we are led administration has done for Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a story that says Ambassador McCarthy praises CDC-led government. And this is someone who does not shy away from flagging out the Liberia government's shortcomings, as we all know.
All right. So if you look at the things we have done for Liberia, then I will also look at the promises he made during his inauguration.
Yes, exactly. We are going to be looking at it both ways, and afterward,
then we compare, give it to the public, and see if it's
in line. And the public will be able to make their decision on it. So let me just get this here. This one that talks about the. Okay, it says since the inception of President Weah presidency in 2018, President George Weah has made great strides in all sectors of the country. As we all know, we can see it ranging from the health sector, the education sector, social protection sector, the macroeconomic stability sector, the food sector, the fuel price, energy, infrastructure, agriculture, forestry, poverty, and growth profile, human rights, and we are all seeing that he made huge contribution in these sectors. But let's take a look at the health sector.
Okay.
Some of the things he did there. The construction of the 14 military hospital.
One.
And 8 hospitals in Southeast Liberia, including Babalu and Redemption Hospital.
Okay.
He did that. He increased the doctor's monthly salary from $700 to $2,000
to
the doctors in our country. That's for the health sectors. If you are listening, you need to listen well. After I'm done with some of the things he has done for the Liberian people, we are going to go to Grace for his promises that he made during the inauguration. She's going to take a look at that. But you have to listen keenly to be able to make your contribution onto this paper. And if you are watching our live video, I keep saying this, share the live video, invite somebody to participate on this program. So we are still on the health sector. He also added 2,500 health workers to the payroll after donors' health pool dried up.
Okay.
And he provides specialist training for more than 19 doctors in our country. We are looking at the improvement of the health sector in Liberia. What President Weah did in the health sector since he came into power 2018. Okay. What he has done for Liberia in the health sector is what we are looking at. He provides advanced home-based specialist training for 101 doctors in the country. He did that. And you just name it for the health sector because we cannot go on. We cannot name all of it here, but at least I did majority. Coming to the education sector, what President Weah did in the education sector since his ascendancy as president 2019, he and his government, that's the Weah-led government, the CDC government, what they did. Free public college education that benefits 10,000 Liberians every year within the education sector. And myself, I can see that. Yeah. He also did the WAS fee. He made WAS free that benefits more than 40,000 students yearly. Started building of 28 high schools and 18 early childhood schools.
I think we need to look at all of his achievement. Like, we have to open the lines.
We have to open the lines, but I'm just briefing the public because before they get
Because the main achievement plenty before you start reading it, I think we'll move on.
I'm not naming everything. I'm just giving a few, maybe 2 or 3 from each of these sectors before we go over to the promises. Because if you are going to name the promises,
I'm not naming all.
If you are going to mention the promises here, at least we should brief the public as to what he has done for the
Samra, it's not about giving recognition, it's about pointing out flaws.
It's about pointing out flaws. It's not always about pointing out flaws.
When I say flaws,
it's about,
if you don't checkmate any leader, remember there's an old saying that goes, if you praise the word chicken,
it will jump in the bread all.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm not praising him either. I'm just trying to recognize some of the work he has done before going over to you.
Because you're talking about the health sector, Samra, I can tell you for sure there are still hospitals that don't have drugs across Liberia.
I'm not even defending and saying that, there's no mistakes there and, everything is okay. But some of the work that he has done, his government has done, is what I'm trying to point out. At times, if a person is doing something for the country, though we know a lot of mistakes there, but the ones that they have done, you'll be able to recognize that.
President Ria may have done it from the top, but what happened to those honor people that he assigned to carry on some tasks within those various sectors and agency?
He assigned them, right? Like you said.
Is he checkmating them? That's the question. So let you finish. Are you done?
Where I'm coming from, Chris, where I'm coming from is from this paper that says Ambassador McCarthy praises CDC-led government.
Okay.
For some of the work,
McCarthy point of view.
For some of the work they have done.
Honorable Ambassador McCarthy point of view, that one thing. Okay, the Liberian people are the ones wearing the shoes.
They are the ones wearing the shoes, but Chris, you need to understand that he's trying to recognize some of the work.
I'm not discrediting President Weah. I'm not discrediting the CDC-led government.
Myself, I'm not saying they are perfect. There are so many flaws, right? But so many flaws are there. But the ones
see those writing black and blue on papers doesn't mean that they actually happening.
But some of these things, Chris, you can see it. The 14 military hospital, didn't you see it?
I'm seeing the 14 military hospital, but you're talking about good health, electricians, doctor all around the country, this and this. To access those facilities that you say he just built, do you know the process from hospital right now? I'm not telling you JFK. It's not even free. So let's leave that one.
JFK, you're going to have to buy your own drugs.
Buy your own drugs. You will pay consultation fee, my dear. You will pay. So if you don't, I will read my own promises.
Yes, so you will read it, but Chris, I'm not trying to,
we will not agree on the same thing, Samira.
We won't agree, but guess what?
So they will not agree.
Let me come to you. I'm not trying to take sides here. I'm just trying to flesh out some of the things he has done. I'm not taking sides. I'm not saying there's no flaws. There's so many mistakes and so many flaws. But some of the things that you have done, we recognize them before going to the flaws, is what I'm saying.
Okay. That will check his promises after you list all the good things here.
Yeah, so let's jump to infrastructure and roads.
If you want infrastructure is doing, because if you start reading road, we don't have by 11:30, we need to open our lines.
So it's just 9:19. Let's jump to
you said 9, 11, 18.
11, 18, excuse me. Let's jump to infrastructures and roads.
Go ahead.
Commence construction of the RIA highway.
Bravo. Bravo. Where your body can be shaking when you come into work. All your intestines shaking.
But they are still
go ahead, my dear. To East Company, what?
Chris, I don't want you to do it to the public. We have people listening to us.
Listen to me, my dear. The president is doing well. President Weah is doing well as a leader. I'm proud of him. But those people that he appoints to monitor these things, they are the problem. That's not take.
Certainly, we are going to get there. Myself, I'm going to get involved.
So if you should get it thumbs up when I know they're doing the right thing, the president tell them to do.
I'm not giving them thumbs up. I'm trying to say some of the works he has done.
Sorry, I understand. Go ahead, see ya.
No, I'm not trying to give thumbs up yet.
They already know. Go ahead.
I want to give thumbs up. I can give it because I'm seeing the work.
Okay, go ahead. Get started. Even I want to criticize.
I'm trying to be fair.
I will criticize because that's my opinion, you know.
So we will critique. Myself, I'm going to.
No, you will not critique. You don't want reading positive.
You don't say that.
I'm doing negative today.
We are together. We are so he did that. Constructed work on more than 620 kilometers of primary and urban roads. He did that quickly to the agriculture and forestry, prepared to provide agricultural grants up to 60,000 farmers. Placed Liberia's forest reserves at the center of the climate change. So the poverty rate achieved a growth of 5% in 2021. Minimum term outlook could reach 6% for reducing Islamic poverty by 8% over the last year. Data from World Poverty Lab. So that's just it.
Okay.
I have so many here, but I'm not going to go into all of that. I was just trying to, because McCarthy Princess CDC led government, so I was just trying to flag out.
Let's see the promises President George we have made to the Liberian people doing his inauguration. Samira, I know we don't have time. I only get 5 minutes. You eating my own time.
You have to allow
you eating my own time. I only have 5 minutes to digest the whole inaugural speech.
You have to allow me to get to.
So you won't be biased here, Samira.
No, I haven't tried to you yet, so you let me to get to. I'm not talking.
Go ahead, read. Keep reading.
I was just about to turn it over to you. My point here is, I'm trying to make it very simple as you can. I read some of the things he has done for the Liberian people, and you are going to read his promises that he made to the Liberian people. We are going to discuss it together in studio. We're not taking sides, and then we leave it up to the public.
Thank you very much. That's it. I like your neutrality, you know. You are just planted in that. So I just taking TD. I'm not here to read everything. Let's see, the Liberian people will check for themselves if those TD is being implemented today. I will not tell you, say, if it's happening or it's not happening. I'm already tell you some of the good things are happening. So let me read. President Ria promises to do everything in his power to be the agent of positive change. But I cannot do it alone. First, I call upon the legislators to work with me to create and pass essential laws that are needed to complete the foundation of this nation. Together, we own our citizens clarity on fundamental issues such as the land beneath our feet, freedom of speech, and have national resources and responsibilities are going to shift from this capital to the counties. The people expect better cooperation and more action from their government. Many of those who founded this country left the pain and shame of slavery to establish a society where all will be free and equal. But this vision of free equality and democracy has not yet been fully realized. That human longing for truth and lasting freedom has revealed itself in many ways since Liberia founding. Sometimes the drive has been divisive and confrontational, and too often violent, bloody, and deadly, as it was in the 14 years of civil conflict when the absence of equality and unity led us down the path of destroying our country. Notwithstanding the harassment and immeasurable cost of the lesson we have learned, that equality and freedom are never just a final destination that people or a nation reach. It's very long, so I'll stop there for now. So the president promises one important thing. He promised to be an agent of what? Positive change. So that's one is for you. Check if the president is really an agent of positive change. He promised us freedom of speech, freedom of movement.
Yes, he did.
So we're going to checkmate from what Samira read, from what he's doing, if he's actually doing those things.
Freedom of speech, yeah.
He promised inclusion of all citizens into national budget. He promised to work with the legislators in passing laws within the citizen interest to work closely with them. So now we're talking about the RDA loan, the 65 million. The legislators, you say they will not pass it today. You know, when they not pass it, the budget will short huge amount, even close to 65 million will be short within the national budget of the just pass that we announced to you.
So
let me hold
you on that.
Okay, let
me hold you on that. You talked about freedom. Like I said, Ambassador McCarthy is a man that he doesn't even care about, like, when it comes to laying Liberia when the door's wrong. He always goes straight forward with that. But in his statement here, he said, where is it?
Check for it. Keep checking.
I'm going to check.
Yeah, check.
Okay, he said, I also admire the administration's efforts to work with the legislature for further strengthening the freedom of press.
That means in a
societies will courage and society with courage and maturity allow opposition figures to form an election year, I'm well aware that all too many countries do not.
Okay.
So, like you said, I'm just laying
That's the same thing I'm saying.
because
It's the legislators
we
working
can
100% with the host, the executive in acting law
That's a
that will
question.
benefit
That's a
Liberia.
question for
I said
yourself.
yes, looking at the recent drug law. Of course,
They passed it, and I'm so
and
happy for that.
the president has not seen it and approved it yet. But I'm happy that the
was
legislator.
passed.
I said yes because looking at the 65 million, I just checked the House of Rep. If they refuse the RTA loan and start criticizing, we know that budget will actually the budget will be affected. And when the budget affected, civil servant will not get paid. That's something we need to look at from a different perspective. So I checkmate one and I criticized one. So now let's give it to the public, Samira. That's my take on the whole thing. President Weah is doing well, but the people he destined to do certain job are messing up. That's my take.
But that's the reality. It's what we are saying here. So you agree that we are together?
Oh, who am I? I agree 100%.
I was just flagging out some of the things he's doing or he did.
I agree with you.
I think yes, the government has its own flaws. We are not saying that they haven't made a mistake, but at least if they are doing their best, if we are trying to be able to flag this thing, we shouldn't go with the mentality that if you praise the word chicken or in the real or we are not praising them beyond, but at least you flag this thing up and let the people to know that this is what he's doing, this is what he needs to do, and this is what he is not doing. This is what the government is not doing. It's not restricted to President Weah, but it's the government because it's collectively done. Yes, it's collectively done.
I mean, the problem in this country is not any president. I keep saying it's the cost of representatives. So let's give it to the public to decide anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to be the judge of today. They are.
You have anything else to talk about?
No, I don't have anything else. I don't have.
Okay, so if you are just joining us, this is What's Up Liberia-VOL 1.1. You are listening to the program Today's Paper with Samira Mola and Chris Joshua. Together we are in studio discussing national issues. Chris, you care reading out to the public some of these things I just talked about before opening the phone lines.
We talk about checkmating President Weah when it comes to the health sector, the infrastructure, education, and we're looking at the free education across the country for universities. And we also talk about the 14 military hospital and 8 other hospitals that he built across the country. And lots more. We'll talk about the promises he made during his inauguration, talking about freedom of speech, talking about inclusion, government of inclusion will not be spectator of our economists. He talk about being a perfect agent of change. He talks about Liberia, that the 14-year civil war that we fought, the sister war will not repeat. Peace will be the order of the day. And a lot of promises the president made, and we are checkmating it both to see if it's in line with his inaugural speech, in line with what our Ambassador McCarthy said during his departure yesterday.
And if you can see, Chris, don't laugh. I'm just coming in. Looking at these things, you are seeing it clearly. It's not something like we are saying these things and you are not seeing the outcome. Like I said, or Chris said, it's some of the people that are within the government, they are the ones doing some of these things. But it's not like President Weah is not doing his best. We talked about the road, the area, we all are seeing the great set and she's going there, but they can be shaking. Like, the road is still
we'll open the line, you will see people will call. Because my dear, when they were building the Somalia Drive Road, my dear, let's be honest. When they were building the Somalia Drive Road, they built one side while we were using another side. Okay? They constructed one side. It completed, we were using it before they started on the other one.
But that road,
that's very inconvenient. You know, fully where you come to work, every day you pass. What about the pregnant women that pass on that road?
The road,
they didn't consider that.
The problem is the road is very wide. That's number one. The Somalia Drive road is wide too. I understand. But they did not
consider the citizen in a place. When you don't carry on analysis before implementing a project, you suffer the consequences in the citizens that will benefit that project.
Probably the way the Somalia Drive road looks is not how the POW.
My sister, I hold you there. The government should take into consideration. They should plan this development in line with the Ministry of Health.
You should get to know is that, Chris, if you are using before reaching to the junction, you get the SD Copper Road there to open. So
My sister, I'm not talking about ST Copper Road. I'm talking about ERWA Junction down to Tingos Village. You have pregnant women flying that road every day. If you pass on that road, you're pregnant. For just 2 days in line, you will have a tray of miscarriage.
Oh, development going on.
Development, I appreciate development. But before carrying on development, you should do gender analysis. Conduct your analysis that your constituents will be safe. Because you're supposed to provide alternative rights.
So when you expected them to build the first side.
Yes.
And then they get
while they're using it comfortably, then you start the other one. Now what everybody can do, or you provide alternative route which is well paved that citizens can use at their convenience before destroying the one you get, my sister. Let me honest. That's just what it's supposed to do. That what is done. That's what is being done across other countries that are developing. Development and welcome development.
It's like you took the conversation to another side.
I'm speaking from a gender perspective.
Yeah, that's why you took it. That is not what we are talking about here. We are looking at some of the things he has done and some of the promises he made, and the fulfilling of his promises is what we are.
I'm saying my point. I keep saying is, Samira, my point I keep making is the president is doing well, but those people he put in charge to implement projects are not working for a general landscape.
No.
They are not working for a positive landscape.
We are not talking about the president alone. We are talking about
the government in general. Even legislators, they are not passing concession in our interest. Some of them pass with 30K on their feet. We know these things. Okay, I don't have problem with the president. I'm only telling you the effect of some of this project on citizens. Samira, that's my takes. And you can't change my mind for that because I'm going through it. What about those that have major operation flying that route?
I'm not saying that it was. I'm just trying to ask questions. I'm not saying that it was wrong for you to bring out your thoughts.
Okay, it's okay.
But then
that's the rest of the public.
We talked about you talked about the RI road and said they are constructing it. And you said the way they're constructing the road, people can, and stuff like that. It's not what we are discussing. We are discussing the promises.
I am telling you, the promises. This is part of the promises.
It's part of the promises.
The road is part of the promises. If you carry on a project that will harm the citizen, should also come to the president mind that what made the president to leave on an as I'm told the president he on 10th Street. Why he moved? You think pregnant people not saying that? People not saying that. That's news for itself. But that road is not safe for people to pass on, my sister. You can't be riding your body shaking from Genesis to etc.
The road is already like that. So it's either if you are pregnant, you don't ride. When they say
you are obstructing movement. The president promised freedom of movement. Don't forget.
Let me talk. If you know the roads are like that, like you said, they did not include citizens into their plan, right? They did not include them, and now you see the road already look like that. The whole road is destroyed right now.
You encouraging citizens to sit home. When you're pregnant, just sit in your comfort. Don't work. Don't provide for your family. Sit there and wait.
Like you said, I'm trying to find solution here.
Okay, fine. Let the public find solution.
So that's something like
President, we have to find solution.
But it's a very nice one here in the studio. If you are listening or watching, you call us on 0770-907-907. Again, 0770-907. 907 for our orange subscribers and non-star subscribers on Spirit it's 0907. It's like that one is very hard. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Okay. Okay, thank you. Good morning. We have another call. Good morning. Good morning, you are live. All right, thank you. Let's take this one. Okay, let's take from the new star.
Better take from Loose Star.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
your name and where you calling from? Morning, ma. Go ahead. What's your name? Make your points, ma. Go ahead, ma.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You are live. Go ahead. Okay. Mm. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. We cannot give. We cannot give one person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Honest, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have so many colors here. We are
Okay.
not going to give almost all of the time to one color. So if you call us, please make your points. Be very straight to the point. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Your name and where you calling from? Yeah, go to your point. You don't have much time, Marco. Go straight to the point. Yeah, go ahead. So the engineer, they know they're supposed to put another mechanism in place that pregnant women and citizens will pass safely when they are constructing road. The engineer did not know that. Have you passed on that road a few days?
I think you're past that because he's saying he's talking about crush rocks.
Have you now woman, my brother? You know what the point I'm speaking from.
Okay, so
Thank
all
you
right,
very
fine.
much.
So before I take this color, Chris, you are only talking for women.
Yes,
Huh?
my sister, I'm
But
telling
why
you.
don't you talk for the both sides? Because some men they go through
My
operation too.
dear, I'm talking for the welfare. To bring life is not easy. From a general landscape that road they're constructing, there should be
So,
alternative
so,
routes.
so take life, it's easier, right?
It's easy for them, but to bring life as a woman, it's not easy.
Grace, if you want to talk about this whole road thing, you just be general.
I be general, but I'm stressing on the
you
effects
don't, you
it
don't.
have on some people. We have men that are sick, I
And like I
know.
said, I don't know why you are stressing. You brought this RIA road business out, and I said like you are seeing it. They are carrying construction. And left there and said no. The construction when they carry where our back they won't move.
I no, please. I checkmate you right there. I say I encourage development, one, But in every road construction, there should be alternative right.
And right now,
Am I wrong for saying that?
Let's take this.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Hmm.
Thank you
Okay,
very much. Thank you, Samira. So
We
that's it.
have
I
so many
support what the
callers here.
president is doing. He's doing a lot of good work, but the people implementing those projects are the problem. Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Alfonso, you don't have time. Go straight to the point, please. My brother.
Okay, so give the fellas-
Wait. Let me talk. Get a me chance.
Yeah, okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Exactly.
My brother, I don't see that
Okay,
here.
thank you. Thank you.
I said, I keep saying,
Thank you, my brother. Good morning.
Samira, he
Good
not
morning.
getting my point I'm coming
Good
from.
morning. He's getting your point, Grace. I think we are on the same side.
Yes,
the
but
thing
he's
is,
just saying it differently. That's
the
it.
way in which you are talking it makes the public to feel like, I
No,
don't know.
other people quoting in the in line with what I'm saying. So don't make it like I'm biased here.
We
You
are
are the
not-
one that being biased.
I'm not.
You are.
Good. Okay, so that person left the line.
You are the one being biased.
Well, let's
The
go.
fact is the president is doing well, development is going on across the country. But when those people are implementing those projects, they should provide alternative route.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Simple.
Okay, thank you.
Why you offing a man?
We don't have much time. We have so many colors.
Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Your name and where you calling from? Okay.
Good
Samir.
morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
But
brother.
like I said, no, listen. Okay, so I'm going to say this. We are the ones in studio. We are the ones controlling our time. I said that we won't allow you to talk for a very long time because we don't have time in our favor and other people got to get on the line.
You eating the people's time or opinion and other people make
Listen,
that
let
call.
me make this clear because they'll be calling by saying what have called them up for. Though we will not take all of the calls here today, but you gotta be straight to the point.
Okay.
You won't go long.
Please go straight to the point,
Be
please.
very straight to the point. Very straight as you can be. So you call us on 0770907900. So if you don't be straight to the point, definitely I'm going to cut you off. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from? Go straight to the point before Samira off you, my brother.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes. I agree with you on that, yes. Yes.
Okay, so you have to hurry and jump to the next one. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So you see, I'm trying to be fair here.
Go
I'm
ahead. Good
really
morning,
trying
your
my
name and
best
where
to
you
be fair.
calling
No,
from?
there's no color on it now right now. All right.
Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Yeah, your name and where you calling from? No, mommy, I did not cut you off. Mommy, sorry, go ahead.
No, no. Definitely, she's not going to talk. She can come on the radio and start to insult, and we allow her.
Good
Don't try.
morning, your name
Mm-hmm.
and where you calling from? Let us go to your point this morning on the papers. Make your points.
Name them. Name them.
Thank you very
You
much.
can name none, but they have damaged all. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Hmm. So, my brother, let me
Wait,
just
Samira,
tell you.
let the gadget go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you, yeah?
Okay, so he left the line. Here is the thing. He's tired of talk. He talked about our issue being balanced. And he talked about giving another alternative for another road for people to be able to pass. And I told him that if you call us in your time, let's just say collapse, we are going to take you off the line because we have other courses.
Okay, 1 minute each. 1 minute each.
Myself, that yeah, when you talked about another alternative about this road thing, I agree with you. Then I agree with you. So why will he be talking about this and I'm cutting it off? It's because it's time
This is their
collapse.
time to go ahead, so let's just give them the opportunity. Good morning, your name and where you calling from?
That person left.
Yeah, let's take another call. Good morning, your name and where you calling from? George who? Yeah, George, go to the point. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. You are live. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Hmm. What? What you mean by talking against the government?
My brother,
I don't know. No, but you. The thing is, I'm the one controlling here. You will
Samira,
not call.
wait. Okay, we apologize if you feel offended, but the
We
rule
give
here
up.
is
Okay.
you call, make your point within 1 minute.
1 minute still.
1 minute, It's even long.
It's
30
very long.
seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, you make your point and give another person the chance to make their point.
As simple as
So if
that.
you feel offended, we apologize, but that is the standard of this show. So Samira, make your points.
Within 30 seconds, you call, you make your points. I don't know why when people trying to do things, they say they feel offended.
Yeah, go ahead, open the line, let other people make their call.
The lines are okay. They can call, but he just called. He called not to make his points, but then he called to tell me that I should leave.
If you have an issue with Samira, please call us when we off air, yeah?
That's the thing.
Or you drop your comment on Facebook.
Call us on 0770907907. If you have a problem with me, you call me after this show, please.
Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Justin, go ahead. Sorry, Justin, we already explained to you.
It was a very nice platform, and we gave you guys the time frame. If you call, you make your points within 30 seconds.
Go ahead, you eating your time.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Yeah, go ahead, Paco.
Okay, thank you. Now when your time finishing, I'll continue to say the thank you over and over. Good morning.
Please lower your radio.
Please walk away from your monitor. Okay, James, go ahead. Okay, thank you. Good morning. Go ahead. That's the point. Oh God. Simple. No, I'm not. Okay. They are just. It's okay. Okay. Thank you. So the meantime just finished and I'm cutting off. When he call back and say I'm cutting him off because he's talking something that I don't want to listen to or I don't want to listen to. You know, the thing is, we give you the platform, we lay the basis, we point out the particular thing that we are talking about in studio. If you call, you go straight to the point. We give you 30 seconds for you to express yourself. You do that within 30 seconds. Call us on 0770907907. Okay.
Samira, good morning, your name and where you calling from?
Okay.
Your time going on.
Well, he trying to give his points.
Go ahead, make your point. Go ahead, make your point. What do you want to talk about? Yeah, what do you want to talk about? From the paper, our topic this morning, what do you want to talk about? Okay, you see, I'm trying to understand your own point.
Good morning.
This is a public space. You don't come here and dictate with people. They are doing a piece of job, please. Good morning, brother. Your name and where you calling from? What do we do? What do we do when you're not going according to the laws we lay? Go straight to the point. Samira, I think we need to listen to what the public saying. They think we are biased.
No.
This is not a biased
We-
program. This
the
is the
thing
paper.
is,
This is not even a talk show that we invite guests.
Yes.
So go to the point, make your point. Don't you talk more than your time will off you, my brother.
No, now you see what I'm talking about here. The thing is, they are calling not to talk about what we are discussing within the paper, but better still, they are calling because they want to tell us that we are not getting time. If we lay our time frame, you work within that. The other man called and he started saying that when they call, they have to call their names. I was taking that into consideration, right? So we maybe the next show time, which is Friday, we'll try and increase the time.
You know,
they have to call
when
their
you're not
names.
talking in favor of the government, people have problem with you. When you're talking in favor of the government, when you balance your program, there's another problem.
That's radio thing. It's usual. It's just usual.
Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Your name and where you calling from? Titi, what do you want to say this morning about what we're discussing? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was so polite. Good morning.
Nothing are you again, oh? Quiet. All right.
Okay, so you know your 30-second finish now? So you know the 30-second finish already? Okay, thank God you know. Oh, okay, so let's get this color. Good morning. Good morning. So can I come in now? Just to rectify this, we did not discuss more than 1, 2, 3 issues. We read the papers and we took one discussion for the day. So is that one discussion you are going to make your points from it? We did not discuss more than 2, 3 things. We
Okay,
did one.
Samira, there's a lady here called Melvin.
He's still on the line.
Okay, Melvin, how are you? No, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so you got the point now, right? We didn't discuss things in sequence. We did one. It was only one discussion we have on the day. And you call and make your point with that one discussion. We are not taking points from other sides. No.
Okay, Samira, there's something I want to say quick.
So, well understood? Okay.
Yeah, that's... Okay, good morning, your name and where you calling from?
Good.
Yeah, where you calling from? Be fast.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? All right. So, Samira, before you take another call, there's something I want to say.
You gotta be fast.
I'm on the yeah, I know. I'm on the Facebook page. There's a lady using Melvin Destiny Harvest Power. She's calling me another the other girl a real opposition, and trying to criticize. I like this. Continue. I'm not an opposition. This is a balanced platform, and Samira too is not for. She's not against. This is a platform that talk about the issue from the way it appears. Everybody that follow this show, they know we are balanced in what we discuss. So if you think this is for or against, you lie. So I'm only speaking from the perspective of what McCarthy said, Ambassador McCarthy
And
said.
you are speaking
And
from
I'm
the
speaking
promises
from the
that he
promises
made.
the president
So I
made.
think
We
we are
check
more balanced here.
meeting, we check meeting, everything. So they're going on the page saying somebody for the against, I should remove my glasses, I should do this. I like criticism. Bring it on, my sister. You are not deterred because I know I'm doing the right thing. Follow the program every morning, Wednesday, and Friday, and see that we don't talk on one side, we talk across the
But
board.
like our regular followers or listeners, they know that this program will always, when they call it, always appreciate us for bringing balance. I mean,
I'm
but
just surprised today.
I'm really surprised today, but in a way, it's not surprising. This is Liberia. This too is Liberia. It's not surprising at
Because
all.
we're trying to take all the calls, we're
yes,
limiting the time, it become problems.
We will take one more call, but we are out of time already. So, Chris, just give your party statement. We get to.
Okay, thank you very much, Power, for your level of points you made on Facebook. For me, I'm now opposition. I'm a Liberian journalist. Now I'm trying to balance my story, whatever means I see possible in whatever space I'm giving. So I'm here today with Samira. We make our own points on training issues, especially checkmating the president on promises he made during his inauguration. So that's it. I've been Grace Williams Joshua. I'm glad to be here every day. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.